They're the best besties in the world. You don't think so? Hold up, did Brooklyn? Nicole really just claimed that Lil Mendeecees got her pregnant. And wait, Mendeecees is not having any of it. He's demanding a DNA test, like it's a scene straight out of a reality TV. Drama, what on earth is going on? Is this some kind of crazy stunt for clout, or is there something much darker brewing behind the scenes? Now picture this, a simple meet and greet at Lil Mendeecees' house, two people making a video together, laughing, eating. Drinking, just your average Friday night, right? But then wait for it, Brooklyn Nicole claims that once everyone was nice and relaxed, she ended up in his bedroom and somehow in that haze of alcohol our romance happened, but the plot thickens. She's now claiming she's pregnant and Lil Mendeecees. Well, he's playing the I didn't do it card and demanding that DNA test. Now don't get it twisted. This is not just another celebrity gossip story. People are losing their minds over this. What really happened that night, and why does this whole thing seem like a Hollywood scandal in the making? Stick around. 'Cause we're about to dive deep into the chaos, and trust me, you won't believe what's coming next, all right, folks? Brace yourselves, because what we've got here is nothing short of full-blown scandal. If you've been keeping up with the chaos that is Brooklyn Nicole and Lil Mendeecees, you might have already heard the whispers, but if you're just tuning in, hold on tight, because you're about to enter a world of drama, lies, and wait for it. DNA tests. Yes, you heard that right. A DNA test is now the centerpiece of this whole mess. Let's rewind for a second. Brooklyn Nicole, the self-proclaimed influencer and all-around drama magnet, claims she was just innocently hanging out at Lil Mendeecees' place. Yeah, that's right, just a couple of friends. Right? That's what we're supposed to believe. According to her, they hung out, filmed a video, grabbed a bite, and even shared a drink or two. Classic night in the life of a reality star. But here's where things take a wild turn. You see, Brooklyn says that when the night was winding down with the house all quiet and everyone feeling a bit tipsy, Lil Mendeecees allegedly made a move. At this point, it's all speculation. But Brooklyn Nicole insists that Mendeecees invited her into his room. Was it a friendly hangout or something more? Well, according to Brooklyn, that's when things took a rather unexpected turn as the drinks kicked in and the atmosphere shifted from casual to a bit more intimate. She claims that the two ended up engaging in a romantic encounter just like that. A night that started off with some innocent fun took a drastic shift into what now sounds like a full-on scandal. But hey, it doesn't end there. Fast forward to the present, and suddenly, Brooklyn Nicole is dropping the bombshell of the year. She's pregnant, and it's none other than Lil Mendeecees' baby-o. And guess what? He doesn't even know it. In fact, the man is in full denial. And not only that, he's demanding a DNA test to clear his name. A test, folks. Not just any test. This isn't a, hey, I'm a little confused kind of situation. This is Mendeecees putting his foot down, basically saying, prove it. Now let's backtrack for a minute, because things like this don't just happen out of nowhere. Lil Mendeecees, a name that has already been through its share of controversy, finds himself caught up in a mess that's sending shockwaves through the internet. He's no stranger to the public eye, right? After all, he's been in and out of the news for his family drama, his public life, and the whole reality TV circus that comes with it. But this is something else. The allegations, the pregnancy claim, and of course, the looming specter of a DNA test to prove paternity. It's all becoming something far more than just another juicy gossip story. But wait, it gets even juicier. Rumors are circulating that there may be some history between Brooklyn and Lil Mendeecees. But let's not jump the gun too quickly. There are whispers about whether this was a planned move or a case of two people getting caught up in the moment. Was Brooklyn Nicole just another woman looking to climb the social ladder? Or did Mendeecees fall into a trap, unaware of what was unfolding before him? As the controversy continues to brew, the public's reaction is nothing short of explosive. Everyone has an opinion, and let's be honest here, who wouldn't want to chime in on this kind of drama? You've got your diehard fans, Brooklyn Nicole, who are calling her brave for speaking out. While on the flip side, there's a whole army of people coming for Mendeecees, saying that he knew what was going on and is now just trying to avoid responsibility. And who can forget the people who are simply waiting for the drama to unfold, popcorn in hand, ready for the next twist? And here's the kicker. The internet is divided. Half of the crowd is asking, could this be real? Could this actually be Mendeecees' child? While the other half is throwing around accusations of manipulation, deceit, and fame hunting. It's a perfect storm of speculation, And the only thing certain is that this story is far from over. But don't go anywhere just yet, because we haven't even touched the best part of the scandal. If you think things couldn't get crazier, hold on to your seats, because in the next section, we're going to break down the fallout of this whole situation and give you all the juicy details you won't find anywhere else. All right. Welcome back by now. You're probably sitting on the edge of your seat waiting for the juicy details to really hit, and trust me what I've got. Coming up next is going to knock your socks off. Now that we've set the stage, let's dive deeper into what this whole Brooklyn Nicole versus Lil Mendeecees drama really means, and more importantly, how this scandal is unraveling at breakneck speed. So grab your popcorn because things are about to get wild. Let's talk about what Brooklyn Nicole claims really happened that night. We all know the story she's telling. But here's the thing. There are so many holes in her narrative, it's almost hard to keep track. The official version, as Brooklyn tells it, is that they hung out, filmed a video, shared some food, and then got a little tipsy. Nothing out of the ordinary. Or do people with public lives like theirs? But here's where things start to get, well, let's just say interesting. Brooklyn claims that Lil Mendeecees led her to his room after everyone else was out of the house, implying that there was some kind of sudden, spontaneous shift in the vibe. All that innocent fun went out the window, apparently. And things went from chill to serious in no time. She says that in the heat of the moment, romance ensued. But here's the part where things start sounding like a scene straight out of a bad soap opera. Brooklyn says that she wasn't really expecting. What happened next? Sure, she was there, they were talking, but was it truly consensual? Was it something they both wanted, or was this another case of someone trying to make something bigger out of what could have been just another night of partying? Now we can't exactly ask Lil Mendeecees for his side of the story since he's been pretty quiet, at least publicly. But if you're in Mendeecees' shoes, wouldn't you be just a little suspicious? Someone coming out of nowhere with a pregnancy claim. I mean, come on, Brooklyn. Nicole was there, they filmed a video, they hung out, and now out of nowhere she's pregnant. What exactly happened that night? Did Mendeecees really make an impromptu move, or was he just a victim of circumstance falling into Brooklyn's trap? And here's where things get really messy, because Brooklyn Nicole isn't the only one making bold claims. Oh no, Lil Mendeecees isn't just sitting back and accepting Brooklyn's word for it. Instead, he's demanding a DNA test, that's right. A test, not just any test, mind you, but the kind of test that makes you wonder just how much truth there is to Brooklyn's story. In an ideal world, maybe this would be just another misunderstanding in the world of reality stars and drama queens, but this is no ordinary situation. And let's be real here, if you were in Mendeecees' shoes, you'd probably be asking for proof too. I mean, how do you just accept someone's claim that they're carrying your child, especially when things got as blurry as this night did? But wait, let's stop right there. Think about it. Lil Mendeecees could be in the middle of a huge PR disaster. Not only does he now have to deal with public backlash over this drama, but he's also dealing with the very real possibility that his name and reputation could be forever tarnished. If Brooklyn's claims turn out to be true, this is more than just a simple paternity test. It's about clearing his name in front of the entire world. On the other hand, Brooklyn is holding on to her claim with both hands. She's confident that she's carrying Lil Mendeecees' baby, and now she's got the world watching to see what will happen next. She's using this moment to boost her own visibility, gain sympathy, and possibly even secure a piece of the spotlight, whether or not her pregnancy is real. This drama is giving her a platform she might not have had before. So is this a strategic move on her part, or is she simply telling the truth? The internet is divided and people are here for it. Now that the Brooklyn Nicole versus Lil Mendeecees situation is out in the open, the internet is, of course, exploding with reactions, and like any good scandal, it has divided people into two camps: those who believe Brooklyn's story and those who think she's just trying to make a name for herself. On one hand, you've got the Brooklyn Nicole loyalists. These are the folks who believe every word she says, no questions asked. They're calling her brave, they're calling her strong, and they're showering her with support. According to them, Brooklyn is just an innocent woman who found herself caught up in a situation she couldn't control. They believe that she was seduced, manipulated, or even pressured into the encounter, and now she's stuck with the consequences. These people are 100% convinced that Lil Mendeecees should step up, own his actions, and take responsibility for what's happening. Then on the flip side, you've got the Mendeecees supporters, and oh boy, they're not having it. According to them, Brooklyn Nicole is nothing more than a clout chaser, a fame-hungry individual looking to cash in on a scandal. They're calling her a liar, a manipulator, and someone who's willing to drag Mendeecees' name through the mud just to stay relevant. This group is quick to point out that Lil Mendeecees has already been through enough, and they're accusing Brooklyn of fabricating this whole thing to get attention. But the most interesting group that would be the internet spectators, the ones who are sitting back with their popcorn, watching this all unfold. They're not picking sides just yet, but they're here for the drama. They're watching every move, dissecting every social media post, and eagerly awaiting whatever the next twist in this story will be. These are the people who thrive on controversy and love the suspense of not knowing what will happen next. Now let's talk about some of the inside information that has come to light, information that may or may not be entirely fabricated, but hey, who's counting, according to some anonymous sources who are definitely not made up. There are claims that Lil Mendeecees was known for his romantic encounters with multiple women. In fact, there's speculation that he might have planned this whole thing to stir up drama. Some even claim that Mendeecees was trying to sabotage Brooklyn's reputation by pushing her to the limit, making her look like the one in the wrong. Of course, we can't confirm any of this because, well, it's all completely made up. But it does add a layer of intrigue to the whole situation. Doesn't it? Another leaked report again? Totally fabricated for entertainment purposes, suggests that Nicole had been shopping around for a scandal to propel her career in this investigation. We're told that she'd already been in talks with certain PR companies who specialize in stirring up controversy to get attention. If this is true, then Brooklyn's entire pregnancy claim could be a well-calculated move to become the next big thing in the influencer world at the end of the day, though it's all hearsay whether or not there's any truth to these so-called investigative findings is up for debate. But what's undeniable is the fact that the story is gripping, the drama is real, and the internet is loving every second of it. But as we all know, the true fallout from a scandal like this is never over in one quick hit. Just when you think things can't get any more dramatic, they always do. And in the next part, we're going to explore what happens when the dust settles, and trust me, you're not going to want to miss it. Keep watching because the real consequences of this story are about to unfold, and it's going to leave everyone wondering just how far this could go. Welcome back. By now you've heard the shocking details, the twists, the drama, and the speculation, but hold on tight. This is where things start to get really crazy. You thought the story couldn't get any more out of control, but trust me, you haven't seen anything yet. This is the final chapter of the Nicole and Lil Mendeecees saga, and we're about to dive headfirst into the consequences, the fallout, and the aftershocks that could shake the world of social media forever. We've already covered how Nicole is sticking to her claim that she's pregnant with Lil Mendeecees' child, how he's demanding a DNA test, and how the public is split into two camps, the loyal supporters of Brooklyn and the die-hard fans of Mendeecees who believe she's just chasing cloud. But as we move into this final part of the story, we need to ask the question, what happens when the dust settles? What comes next for these two? And what will the long-term consequences be for their lives, careers, and reputations? Let's start by talking about the legal side of things because, there's always a chance that this whole thing could turn into a courtroom drama. It's not hard to imagine Nicole taking Mendeecees to court if things don't go the way she wants after all. If she's truly pregnant with his child and he continues to deny responsibility, we could be looking at a legal battle that could get ugly, and I mean real ugly. Picture this Nicole lawyer in hand walking into the courtroom with all the evidence she needs to prove her case. And on the other side, Lil Mendeecees, cool, calm, and collected, sitting with his own legal team ready to fight the accusations. This could become the courtroom showdown of the century, folks, and even if the DNA test shows that Mendeecees is the father, things are far from over in a situation like this. Brooklyn would likely be seeking full custody of the child, assuming it's his, of course, and Mendeecees would probably want to fight for some form of shared custody or visitation rights. You can bet that both sides would use this public drama to their advantage, bringing in as many fans and followers as possible to rally behind them. Imagine a courtroom battle where the public is the real judge, and every move is being live-streamed for the world to see. There's no doubt that the outcome of this case would fuel massive public debates, and it could even turn into a media circus. But let's be real. Hear what happens if the DNA test comes back and Lil Mendeecees isn't the father. Oman. Can you even imagine the chaos? Brooklyn's entire narrative could come crashing down, and the internet would erupt with millions of people asking how she could have faked it all at the same time. Mendeecees fans would likely be celebrating, calling this the biggest win of the year. If the DNA test shows that Mendeecees isn't the father, This could be the end of Brooklyn Nicole's credibility. Her supporters would start to fade and her social media influence could take a huge hit. She would have to answer some serious questions about why she would put herself in such a public position. For a lie, her credibility and potentially her career would be on the line. The aftermath of this could be worse than anything we've seen so far because people are obsessed with this drama, they want the truth, and they want it now. But let's take a step back and think about the long-term consequences. Even if the paternity test shows that Mendeecees is the father, and Brooklyn ends up getting the support and attention, she's looking for things still won't be easy. This entire debacle would hang over both of their heads like a dark cloud, and for the rest of their lives they'll be known. For this one massive controversy, Brooklyn Nicole would have to live with the knowledge that her name is forever tied to this scandal. And whether she likes it or not, this could define her career moving forward. She'd either have to double down on the victim narrative and lean into the controversy, or she could try to distance herself from it completely. The first option would probably work for a while, especially if she continues to milk this situation for all it's worth. But at some point, people will get tired of hearing the same story over and over again. As for Lil's, this whole situation could have a huge impact on his career as well. While he's not as directly involved in the drama as Brooklyn Nicole, the fact that his name is being dragged through the mud in a public paternity scandal could have lasting effects. Brands that might have once been eager to work with him could start backing off, worried about the controversy surrounding him. His image, once polished and carefully curated, might start to look a little too messy for mainstream companies to risk associating with him. This kind of scandal also creates a very real sense of distrust between Lil Mendeecees and his fan base. If he ends up being the father, there will be those who question his decisions. Why didn't he just own up to it from the beginning? They'll ask, on the other hand, if it turns out that he's not the father, his fans will be skeptical of Brooklyn Nicole's every word. This could lead to more drama, more accusations, and more division among fans. The battle of public opinion will continue to rage on, and Lil Mendeecees will have to work hard to rebuild his reputation. And don't forget the legal consequences for both sides. If Brooklyn Nicole is found to have fabricated the pregnancy story, there could be legal repercussions for false claims. Think about it. If someone purposely misleads the public in such a dramatic way, they could be facing lawsuits for defamation or emotional distress. Whether or not that happens will depend on the evidence that comes to light, if any. And if Mendeecees is found to have been involved in the deception, he could face his own set of consequences. In any case, this whole drama is about to become a landmark in the history of celebrity scandals. We've seen plenty of big names get caught in the crossfire of PR disasters before, but this one has the potential to be legendary. So what happens now? Well, my friends, that's anyone's guess. But one thing is for sure, the world is watching, and the drama is far from over. Who will come out on top? Who will be left picking up the pieces of their shattered reputation? Only time will tell. But rest assured, we'll all be here to follow it every step of the way. As always, we'll keep you updated with the latest and greatest in the world of outrageous celebrity drama. So make sure you're subscribed for all the shocking details. Who knows what will happen next? Will Brooklyn Nicole's claims be proven true? Or will Lil Mendeecees find himself victorious in this battle of public opinion? The truth is out there, but we'll just have to wait to see how the story ends. Stay tuned, and don't forget to hit that like button if you've enjoyed this wild ride. And just like that, we've reached the jaw-dropping end of this wild ride, but the drama doesn't stop here. Oh no, not by a long shot. What do you think about Brooklyn Nicole's claim? Is she telling the truth, or is this all just another clout-chasing scheme? And what about Lil Mendeecees? Is he really trying to dodge responsibility, or is this all a setup for something bigger? The internet is on fire with opinions, and we want to hear from you. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Who do you think is the real winner here? Do you believe Brooklyn Nicole, or do you think she's just playing the game? Hit that like button. If you've been shocked by all of this, and don't forget to subscribe for more insane drama-filled updates that you won't get anywhere else. This is just the beginning, folks. The world of celebrity gossip is crazier than ever, and we'll be here breaking it all down for you. So stay tuned, stay woke, and hit the bell notification so you don't miss the next bombshell we're about to drop. Trust me, you won't want to miss it.